My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she too down.
Can we have some tea time? Tea talk? Minus the drama. No tea, no shade. Hot tea. Hot tea talk. That lame? That was probably lame. Anyways, look at my cup. My friend got this for me. It says woman of God. Clearly. So good. I know I said this in my last video that I was going to get better with uploading videos, and I have one friend who has been on my tail about my YouTube. I gotta lock in for real. Honestly, it just takes so much time, and you know, that's a me problem. But also, like I said before, everything that I talk about is really personal. Everything that I talk about, I'm very passionate about. Everything I talk about means a lot to me. So I don't ever want to record any of these videos if I'm not able to present it in the best way possible. 2026, we are going to do better with this YouTube because it does mean a lot to me. And I got so much feedback, so much great feedback, and so many people reaching out to me about when I was talking about my mom. So I know that my videos are touching the people they need to touch, and I feel like the more I talk about my life and things that I'm dealing with or things that I've dealt with, what I have been through, what I'm going through, how my walk with God has been going, I think that people need to hear those things, and they might, you know, help people. I'm sure people can relate, or some people may need to hear the things that I am talking about. So I'm gonna do better, I promise. The title of this video is Things I Wish I Could Tell My 20-year-old Self. Boy, do I have a lot. I was thinking about this video on my way home right now, and how the direction I was going to go with it. There has been a lot of things that have happened in my life that were very hurtful. They sucked. But I don't want this video to be a video of I wish my life was different, or I wish things would have happened differently, because I can't say that I would be the person I am today if a lot of these things hadn't happened to me. I'll say that regardless of the things that have happened in my life, I am extremely blessed, and I'm extremely grateful to be where I am today, mentally, physically, emotionally. There are still things that I'm working through, but I am extremely thankful, like I said, to be in the headspace that I'm in right now. Everything happens for a reason, and I have moved past the why did this happen to me type thing. So here are a couple of things that I wish I could have told my 20-year-old self. As a 29-year-old woman, as a 29-year-old Hannah, things I wish I could tell her. I'm going to try to do my best to do this video without crying, but y'all should know by now. I say that every video, and thinking about my 20-year-old self, I'm already getting, the emotions are already stirring up. Number one, we'll start out strong. I have got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for where he has placed me this as I come up on completion of this 29th year of life. I can't wait to see what this next year has in store for me, but I have to give him all the praise and all the glory for where he has brought me. So the number one thing I wish I could tell my younger self is to get closer to God now. I was 20 years old. I was still living with my dad, and I was still very much innocent. I was still very much in my bubble. I didn't really get exposed to real life until I moved out of my dad's house. And I think had I had a relationship with God back then, it probably would have saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of trouble. I would have did things a lot differently. I would have moved a lot differently in this life. You know, it happened. Like I said, it's okay. We're past that. We're past that part in the conversation. Following that with number two, save. Oh my gosh, I wish I could have told I wish I could have told young Hannah to save herself. Getting a little personal here, in my walk with Christ, the absolute number one hardest thing for me to shake has been the spirit of lust. Now, I haven't fornicated or anything like that in a while, but it's still, the spirit of lust is still, you know, tugging at me a little bit every now and then. And, you know, nobody really talks about that. You know, that is very normalized in our society. That's just, unfortunately, that's just what it is. But it's something that I have chose to flee from. You know, every day you are, that's something I want to make another video about. It's just how hard this walk with Christ has been. I wish I could have told my younger self to save myself, because maybe it's hard. It's hard being a almost 29-year-old young beautiful woman. That is 90% of the attention you get when you're young and when you're beautiful. And I hate it. This is a very lustful world. These are very lustful human beings, and a lot of people aren't fighting away their flesh. They are, you know, soaking into it. But as somebody who is choosing not to and to do things differently now, man, I wish I could have told her, hold on to that as long as you can, man. The goal, of course, is until marriage, but we're all human beings, and it's easier said than done. But I will say it would be a lot easier had I not experienced what it was like. Anyways, moving on. The third thing is to go to college. I wish I would have went off to college. I put my whole entire life on hold, on the back burner, as I have for majority of my life, because I chose to stay back and take care of my dad because I was terrified that nobody else was. I chose to not go to college, but I was also very heavily influenced to not go to college by my dad. You know, he wanted me to also stay back. I didn't go to college, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of experiences, a lot of opportunities, whether I would have finished or not. That is something I really wanted to do. I really wanted to go off to college. I applied to like 5 different colleges and got accepted into every single one, and didn't go to any of them. I ended up at community college. No hate to the people who go to community college. I went to community college and I finished my associates. It just sucks thinking about it. I feel like I would be in a different place, you know, maybe further along in life had I went to school. My story probably would have been a lot different, but you know, what can you do? I don't like to too much dwell on the past and think about how my life may have turned out. But going to college is something that I really wanted to do, and that goes into my fourth thing, is put yourself first. Well, God first, and then yourself. For majority of my life, I never put me first. I put everybody and everything before me. It landed me in some really tough situations. I ran into some people that hurt me, and I stayed in places longer than I should have. That piggybacks into my next one, but put yourself first. Whatever you want to do in life, whatever goals you have, whatever dreams you have. When people ask me what I want to do in life, I actually keep it to myself, because I feel like saying it sounds so crazy. It sounds so insane, but I do have really big dreams. I do have really big goals. I do have really big dreams and really big goals in places I see myself, the visions that God has put in my heart. And to people, they probably sound really crazy, but I do think that God is going to do something really big in my life. I got off topic, but put yourself first. It's your life that you have to live. Nobody else is going to live your life for you, and nobody has to live your life. So whatever you want to do it. Don't wait on anybody. This year I started doing things by myself. I took my first solo trip, and it was out of the country because I didn't want to wait on people anymore. I felt like if I continued to wait on people, my life was just going to pass me by. Experience things by yourself. Yeah, number 4 would have to be put yourself first. The 5th one, and maybe my last one, is know when to leave. I consider myself to be somebody who stays around a lot longer than I should at times. That goes into, you know, leaving after the first sign when we're talking about relationships. A few years ago, I landed myself in a very abusive relationship, and I didn't leave after the first sign. I thought that, you know, it wasn't a big deal. It started out calling me out of my name, and then it never got better. Any man who is completely comfortable and okay with calling you out of your name, he has a 99% chance that he will put his hands on you as well. I've experienced it in my childhood, and in my adult life, I landed myself in a relationship like that. So knowing when to leave, and it's not, if you've never been in an abusive relationship, then knowing when to leave the job, knowing when to leave the friendship, knowing when to leave the establishment, just knowing when to leave, period. A lot of times it's very easy for us to stay in places longer than we should. That's, you know, maybe human nature, but I know for me, it has caused me a lot of pain staying in places and situations longer than I should have. And I'm sure there's a lot of things and trauma I could have avoided had I known when to leave a situation. These last 9 years, I feel like I've lived 8 different lives. I've been a lot of different versions of myself. Man, 9 years, wow. I still don't have life figured out yet. And I'm not where I want to be. I'm not at my end goal. But I will say this 29th year, this year has been it's been really great to me. I've grown so much. In my faith, most importantly, that has been the most important thing to me. That's been at the top of my list, is growing in my faith. And I have done that. And the closer I get to God, the better I feel about everything. And that's why I wish I had a relationship with him sooner. I feel like I, would just be a lot further along. I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned, and I'm thankful for the things that I've been through and experienced, because it did make this Hannah. I know a lot of people look down like that and say people don't have to go through trauma to be a certain person, and if you've never experienced any trauma in your life, you're blessed, but I'll say I don't know what Hannah would be like had I not. The way that I love people, the gratitude I show about life, period, the way that I feel like I can't do anything without God. Had I not been through a lot of these things in life, I don't know if I would have met him. I'm thankful for all the things that have happened in my life. It wasn't as long as I thought it would be, and it wasn't as emotional as I thought it would be. Those are a couple things that I wish I could tell my 20-year-old Hannah. I am so excited to see what this next year has for me. I can't wait to watch this video next year on my birthday and just to see how much more I've changed. I can't wait to see what he does in my life this year. I think we could all probably work on a lot of these things, especially putting yourself first and knowing when to leave certain situations. But anyways, if you watched this whole thing and you got through this whole video, as always, I so appreciate the people who support me and who watch my videos. I love to hear y'all's comments, y'all's feedback, all of that. I'm always here to talk, to chit chat, reach out to me. All of my handles will be at the end of this video. Yeah, thank y'all.
Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime.